Today is our topic about the reflex action. In reflex action, first we should know about the central nervous system, which is composed of the brain and spinal cord. We consider here a stimulus. Stimulus is anything which brings change in the structure of the body. For example, we have stimulus, that is a hot object. Hot object is a stimulus which can bring change in your body structure. Light is stimulus which can bring change in your body structure. Nail, these are the stimuli. Stimulus is singular, stimuli are plural. So any stimulus is attached with your body part. If any stimulus, for example hot object, is attached to your body part, inside the body part there are sense cells, sensory cells are there, which are then connected with sensory neurons, which are connected with sensory neurons. These sensory neurons, when body is attached with hot object, sensory neurons carry messages directly to the spinal cord. In very few seconds, very few parts of these seconds, and spinal cords directly, suddenly reply, suddenly response through motor neuron, through motor neurons. These are the sensory neurons. Sensory neuron carry the direct message, the very hot stimulus message from the sense organs, from the body to the spinal cord. In this regard, in very few seconds, the spinal cord direct convey message, direct convey response through motor neuron to the effectors. And effectors are the muscles. Effectors are the muscles. That effector will remove your and detach the body from the hot object. The effector or muscle will detach the body part, detach your arm from the hot object. This action is occurred very suddenly, in very few parts of the seconds. It is performed by the spinal cord. Later, brain is also conveyed. So a sudden response, of the spinal cord due to stimulus will change the body structure. Reflex action is a sudden moment, sudden response in action of the stimulus which bring the change in the body structure. Mean, if any stimulus is attached to the body part, the sensory neuron suddenly carry message to the spinal cord, and this spinal cord response, reply that to the effector to detach your body, detach your arm from the hot object. This sudden action is called reflex action. And the way, the pathway where reflex action is occurred, the pathway, जो pathway है, it is pathway where the sensory neuron carry message, carry impulse to the spinal cord simultaneously response through motor neuron to the effectors to detach your body. This pathway is called reflex arc. This pathway is called reflex arc. And this action is called reflex action. For example, light is also stimulus. The light is focused on your eye. If the light is focused on your eye, the message is directly conveyed to the spinal cord. The spinal cord responds in few seconds that to blink your eye due to extra light, very high frequency intensity light. So light is a stimulus which brings the change in your structure of the body. Stimulus is anything which brings change in your body structure. Sensory neuron convey message. Sensory neuron convey message. The message is called response. So it is very easy. The hot object is attached it is detached with the body. Sensory neurons carry message from the sense organs to the spinal cord. Then the spinal cord responds in very few seconds through motor neuron to detach your arm, to detach your body part from the stimulus. It is occurring in very few seconds with the help of spinal cord. Later, brain is also conveyed. The next topic is voluntary and involuntary action. Voluntary action is that action which is in our own, which is in body control. Any action inside the body which is in our control, which is in our will. While involuntary action is that which is not in our control. That action which is not in our control, वो action जो हमारे control में ना हो, that is called involuntary action. The action which is in our will, which is in our control, is called voluntary action. For example, voluntary action is movement of muscles. Movement of muscles. The movement of muscles, the movement of arm is in our control. It is in our control. The movement of muscle is in our control. The movement of the bicep, tricep is in our control. That is voluntary action. Involuntary action has example, heartbeat. Heart is pumping blood. It is not in our control. It is pumping by its own will. So the heartbeat is involuntary action. Breathing is also involuntary action. Movement of muscle is voluntary action. Eating is voluntary action. These are the involuntary actions. If there is any problem in this topic, you can ask. So today was only two topics. Today were two topics: reflex action, voluntary and involuntary action. We have some reflex actions. We have some voluntary actions. We have some reflex actions. Then we will discuss, we will give their stimulus, example, and have their value. Some reflex actions are in benefit to our body. Some reflex actions are beneficial to our body. For example, the first one is cupping. Cupping is a reflex action. The stimulus to this cupping is sore throat. Sore throat is a stimulus which make your lungs to cup. And what is the value of this stimulus? What is the value of cupping? Why we do cupping? It will protect our lungs. Our lungs are protected by cupping. Our lungs are protected by cupping. The next one is blinking of the iris. Blinking of the iris. Blinking of the iris is a reflex action. Stimulus to this blinking of the iris is light. Light is the stimulus probably for the blinking of the iris. So what is the benefit? Why we blink our eye? By focusing high intensity light. So it will protect our retina. It will protect retina. ब्लिंकिंग ऑफ आइरस यानी आंख का बंद होना, इसमें क्या है? लाइट स्टिमुलस which will protect retina. These are the some examples of the reflex actions. एक बार फिर हम रिपीट करते हैं. रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन में क्या होता है? रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन में बॉडी अगर कोई स्टिमुलस के साथ अटैच हो जाए, स्टिमुलस बॉडी न्यूरॉन्स की मदद से मैसेज लेके जाती है डायरेक्ट टू द स्पाइनल कॉर्ड. स्पाइनल कॉर्ड रिस्पॉन्स देता है इन वेरी फ्यू सेकेंड्स, पार्ट्स ऑफ द सेकेंड्स थ्रू मोटर न्यूरॉन. और मोटर न्यूरॉन गिव रिस्पॉन्स टू द मसल्स, इफेक्टर्स कहलाते हैं, दैट डिटेक्ट योर आर्म. दिस सडन एक्शन इज कॉल्ड रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन. और जिस पाथवे में ये होता है, जिस पाथवे में ये एक्शन होता है, उस पाथवे का नाम है रिफ्लेक्स आर्क. और वॉलंटरी एक्शन वो है विच इज इन आवर ओन वेल, जो हमारे बॉडी के कंट्रोल में हो. इनवॉलंटरी एक्शन इज नॉट इन आवर ओन वेल. ये सारे इनवॉलंटरी एक्शन फिर हम मजीद दोनों फिर पेरिफेरल नर्वस सिस्टम के साथ कनेक्ट होते हैं. सो दीज आर आल्सो कंट्रोल्ड इन पेरिफेरल नर्वस सिस्टम. पेरिफेरल नर्वस सिस्टम में फिर हमारे पास दो सिस्टम है. एक है सिमेट्रिक नर्वस सिस्टम, एक है पैरासिम्पैथेटिक नर्वस सिस्टम. ये फिर आप बड़े क्लासेस में पढ़ लेंगे. ओके, अल्लाह हाफिज़.